Hi guys, this is Kate Bowser. I'm the Color Specialist Team Leader here at Evolve Salon Systems. And first and foremost, I want to welcome you back to your salons. I know that this era of social distancing was not easy on anyone, but especially this industry that really thrives on human interaction. I know this was so hard on so many of us. And so I'm just thrilled that you guys are back to your salons in some capacity. You're either watching this video as a whole team together or individually from your homes. But I really am just so thrilled that you guys can be getting back into the salon in some way. So I will be teaching a class in early May that will go over really a little more in depth of this whole process that we're laying out for you. Today, I just want you to understand why this is so important, okay? So in the class that I'll be teaching, we'll go over why it's important, what the specifics you need to be thinking about when you are doing these pre-consultations with your clients, and the best way to execute that. But again, today, I want to go over why is it so important that we do this. So we, again, are assuming that we're still in an area of social distancing. And so that means that you will probably not be going to be double booking your clients. And it has probably been a longer time period between appointments for your clients. And you will be having some new clients come in your door because unfortunately, there will be salons that did not survive this whole era that we just went through, or the whole situation. So they will be looking for new clients, stylists, and they may be walking through your door or calling you for appointments. And so you'll need to be getting a little more information. And because we're probably still in social distancing and you won't be wanting to have a lot of people in your salon at any one time, you'll want to maximize the amount of time you have with each guest and that you are booked appropriately. We know how stressful it is to run behind in a regular situation, but it's going to be even a little more stressful now when you're in the salon if you do run behind. So we want to make sure that you have all of the information you need in order to get your clients in your books appropriately. And you can even call this a customized appointment time for them. So anything that you can do to make it a little more special. But so some of the things that you will want to consider is hair history and maintenance. So what is their hair history in general? What types of services do they normally get? What type of maintenance do they do at home? Has that changed since they've been home? I know a lot of people are, if they're not having to get up and go to work and get up, or they're not getting on video conference calls for work, they maybe are not in that normal routine. So or did they have a ton of time on their hands and they decided to finally bust out the curling iron that they didn't even know that they had, and now they love doing that. So everybody's habits have changed a little bit. So let's explore what habits fell away, what habits have they picked up, and are they looking for something new because of that? And then we want to get into their recent history. So what was the last service that they had done? And then without judgment, asking if they've colored their hair. If they have not colored their hair, that poses a whole set of issues, right? If they normally are a single process client and they normally come in every 4 to 6 weeks and they have only a ½ inch of regrowth, and now it's been maybe 12 weeks or less, more, anywhere in there, it's going to be a whole different scenario. You're going to need to mix up more color. You may need multiple formulas. If you're doing a lot of lifting with their hair, you know, you'll be applying color beyond the heat zone. So you'll maybe need to adjust your developer choice. So there are some things to consider there. And if they have colored their hair, again, no judgment, because we want to make sure that our clients felt their best while they were home and under these circumstances. So asking them, and I have a whole series of questions, and we'll get into the how in a minute, but we have a whole series of questions, but asking them, how did it go? What kind of color did you use? Did it cover their gray hair if they have any? Is their hair maybe brighter than they thought it was going to be, darker? Did it turn out great? Maybe did they used to have highlights and now they don't anymore? So these are all things that will be nice to know, because maybe they didn't realize they shouldn't pull their color through and now they've just colored over their balayage that you spent years working on, right? And so you need to make sure that even though it's not time for them to receive that service, it might be now. And so that will be more helpful to know ahead of time. So we'll get into the recent history and then getting into really what do they want their next appointment to be. You may not have time to do a full balayage for someone. It may need to be Let's throw in some baby lights. Let's get you looking a little fresh so that I can get as many clients in right now. And then we'll make sure that your next appointment is the full on balayage or whatever it is that you need. So just really assessing where they are, where have they been, what can I do to get you looking and feeling great, but it may not be your perfect end result because of so many constraints that we have on us right now. Because you won't be double booking. You will not want to maybe be spending a ton of time with each one of them. You may want to get in as many people as possible. And these are things that you'll just have to decide based on your salon situation. If you're in a larger salon, it may be different if you have to share that space with many coworkers than if you're in a smaller space. So again, we can't give a blanket rule like this is how it has to go. We want to give you some things to consider. And so how are we going to do all of this? A couple different things. There's a QR code here. If you scan that, that will take you to an electronic version of all of the questions that I have thought of for you that you should be asking your clients. We also have an electronic PDF that is you can send to your clients and they can fill out and get back to you. And again, the last question on there is, are you willing and able to hop on a video conference call with me? There are so many apps that you can use, whichever one you're familiar with. And if you're not familiar with any of them, please reach out to your DSC, your team leader, me on social media. Any one of us at Evolve are willing to help you. But doing a video conference ahead of time with your clients is going to be so great on so many levels. They're going to be so excited to see your face, and you'll be able to know if they filled out that form honestly. You'll be able to see if they say, no, I didn't color my hair, but I magically only have 1/4 of an inch regrowth, right? So it'll give you that much more information about what is about to walk in your door. And again, it just personalizes this whole process so that they remember why they came to you and they want to come back. So I highly recommend that as an option before you book them with their timing. So send them the electronic PDF, have them fill it out, and then once they send it back, you book an appointment with them via video chat somehow, and then you can ask them the questions again and get more clarity and figure out what is the best course of action. And at that point, it might be, let's book your next 3 appointments right now so that we know this time it's going to be like the bare bones. Let's get your gray covered. We'll pop in a couple highlights. Maybe you colored your hair, it's a little too dark. We're going to lighten it up a little bit how we can. I have some product recommendations for you, or I have some add-on services that will get you the result that you're looking for today. And then we'll make sure that you're in again in 4 weeks, and then we can really get to work and get back to this big project that you're excited to move on to because you've been on Pinterest for the past 2 months, daydreaming of what your new hair is going to look like or whatever it is. So this is our recommendation. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out on social media. I am Chic Ingredient Geek, or you can contact Evolve and they can find me there as well. So I hope this finds you all well. And again, welcome back. We're so happy you're here.